piece of crap. Just kidding. I think we're figuring it out here. All right, I think we're figuring it out here. I'm gonna take 36 of these. We cut them over length so we can cut them down to size later. For the first cut, we have a jig set up, and I'm gonna go show you how that is. With this little stop block right here, and then this right here actually stops the saw when I'm bringing it down with my hand. You can see, bam, hits it right there. And that stops dead on in the middle of one of these boards that I'll show you. So this comes, hits the little house, just like that. Then when this comes down, it cuts right to the middle right there. Splits it right in half, and that's what that stop does right there. And I'll show you how I'm making and why I'm making 36 of these little blocks. Nice. This. And turn it. That piece doesn't have the tendency to want to shoot out of there. I was kind of feeling that earlier. And that's what we end up with. Nice joint right there. There's my 4. We'll go in. All right, so we're in here. We're doing this dining room accent wall, and this is the piece I've been showing you that we've made. We were supposed to make 36, but we made 40 something just in case we screwed some up or whatever. But this piece will go in a corner like this, and I'm gonna CA glue that. And every panel that you see here, there's 9 panels, we're gonna have this joint kind of coming together. So we have one there, we'd have one here. But what's very important about that, and on the opposite sides as well, what's very important about that lining up is, I'll show you with this, the fact that these, if you look at this, that lines up right with the tip of that cut there. And then if I drag it down, it's going to line up with that as well. That is very, very important. If you don't have these dead on, the inside panel of the inside panel is not going to line up. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. But the way I'm going to install these to make sure they're super flush and super tight is with CA glue. And we already went ahead and got these bottom ones in. So if you want to look at that, I CA glued all these corners in. And I'm going to do the same thing in each corner. And it's going to look amazing. Like that joint right there just looks awesome where they all come together. But I brought out the big boys today. This is our 8 ounce that we use. And I'm going to go ahead and get this one glued up. I'll just put a good amount on one side and kind of feather it out so it doesn't drip too much. Same thing on this side, feather that out. And then I'm using the aerosol here. And this is very important because I need these to line up dead on. Like that. And any CA squeeze out, wipe it off because you don't want to chisel it off later. And I'll put it right there because that's going to get covered. And that's super smooth right there. And I'll go ahead and wrap this joint up right here so you can see it. All right. Same thing. Perfect. That looks pretty cool. Looks kind of like a circle right here. And I'm going to do the same thing on all this. So while he's cutting those right out there, I'm going to go ahead and just get the rest of these put in as he cuts them. I don't know what the heck I was thinking making all of these. I only have 2 more and there's like 10 outside. I wanted to make some extras because I could have damaged ones like this one. See, that's why you make extras but not 50. Oh well, better to, like they say, need it and not have it than have it and not need it. Well, down to the last small piece. And here it is. But this is a really cool look. It looks like little explosions right now, like fireworks. But what we're gonna do is bring, I'm pretty sure we're gonna miter 2 1x2s right here. Miter them. So we'll get these dimensions, miter all this, and just we're gonna have a box inside of a box, really. It's really just a box inside of a box connected with these little arms. This is really the concept of the design. The hardest part obviously is these pieces here, and we're done with that. All right, as you can see, we've got a lot more done since you last saw this. We're not really recording everything of the process because, to be honest with you, we're just figuring this out as we go. I stayed up pretty late last night, kind of nervous, trying to figure this stuff out in my brain. But it's coming together, and it's always like that anytime you take on something new you've never done, but you know you can do it. For me, it's always like that. But this right here is all glued, and it's not nailed in or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and nail that. But we're snapping them in, we're cutting them pretty tight. And if you look up close right here, these joints are super tight. With the MDF, you can't even really see that joint there, especially when you hit it with an orbital sander. But I just like that joint right there. I think it's awesome how this is all coming together. But you can see it's loose. What I'm gonna do is just anchor it with 2 nails, 18 gauge 1 3/4 nails, just straight. I'm not gonna do any angles because I know when it hits that Yucca board back there, it's gonna be a really good grab. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and we're good to go. just looking at these two panels, it's such a cool design. And I didn't make this up. I'm not taking credit for it. It was shown to me, and now we're making it happen here, so should be good. I'm gonna check it for if it fits first. And I want it to be like tight, so what I do is a pinch fit. I stick it in one side, pull out the middle to kind of gain that, make it short really, and then push it in. So this is gonna be a really good one. And so I don't have to fight the gravity too much. I'm gonna put the glue on the inside miter and kind of feather it out. All right. And again, I'm not activating it because I don't want to like, if I activated it, this would already be set, and I'm not really ready for that yet. That is what I want right there. And I can nail this in and make sure that it's good. We got 6 3/4, 6 3/4, and as long as, yeah, I could just shoot that right there, 6 3/4. Cool, so there's how it looks with 3 panels installed and complete. Your finger thing? Your Band-Aid is on the ladder.
What?
Your Band-Aid slipped out, it's on the ladder. You see it? Some kind of a sick joke?
No. I thought I rubbed all of it.
There you have it, folks. All right, so we're about to prime this. I got my gun here, my 20-inch extension, I believe this is, and my fine finish tip, so we're not really worried about a whole lot of overspray. Once we prime this, we're done with our part of this job, and they're gonna paint it themselves or have someone paint it, I think. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the edges of this MDF really good for them, and because that's always like an irritating spot that drinks a lot of primer and paint. So hopefully I could just hit it one time. I might have to hit it twice, but I'm gonna do that first, and then I'm just gonna, hopefully I don't have to get on a ladder either, so I can have a consistent spray pattern. Maybe I might have to get up there on the ladder just for this top part, but we'll worry about that later. So essentially, I'm just gonna take my tip and just get it in the corner and hit these edges first. And I'll probably, oh, I got some kind of spits there. Let me get that out. All right, that should be good. And I'll probably have to put this on here in a little bit, but I did want to give some talking. So here, I'll hit all this. And this first coat is really just trying to get all those edges. Hey, this thing is spitting too much. I'm gonna have to go to the ladder. Because I gotta do a lot of, dang, freaking weakling. I gotta do a lot of starting and stopping to get all these sections. And with the tip, or this 20-inch extension, it's gonna spit. I mean, there's really no way around it. The only time I haven't had them spit is when they're like brand new first day. But what it is, what I think it is you push the trigger here, and you push the trigger here obviously, and it's pushing the material this way. And when you let go, there's still some in here, and it has to kind of push it out because there's still pressure behind it. But if you don't use that tip, you're good. And the cool thing about this Graco stuff is it's all hand tightened. You don't gotta get a wrench and like really crank it down. Yeah, it's definitely not spitting anymore. All right, guys. Well, I'm not gonna get the camera dirty, so he's gonna go on the other side of that plastic and try to watch from there, and I'm gonna put this on. This took a lot longer than I thought. It's already nighttime, but this was a fun job to do. This is the kind of stuff I love about this trade, is doing something like this, taking on a new challenge and adding that notch to the belt where you gain that confidence, and next time someone throws you a curveball, you're a little bit more prepared for it. So with this one, all I did was, to get it ready for whoever's gonna paint it, I just primed it. And I just kind of did a really light coat of primer. So if whoever wants to do some more sanding, they can do that. I'm of the opinion that whoever paints it should prep it, which means like sand it, fill it, caulk it, all that, because you're gonna wanna do it your way. But this was a fun job. Thanks for watching. It was a great challenge, and we're looking forward to the next one. So thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next video. Take care.